From Fox News, Democrats should shut down the government rather than fund Trump's mafia takeover, New York Times columnist argues. New York Times columnist Ezra Klein argues on his podcast that Democrats should face a government shutdown to oppose President Trump. With funding expiring this month, Klein says Trump is corrupting the government like the mafia, using it for personal power and enrichment. He claims Democrats would be complicit if they fund it, though he admits a shutdown might not succeed but is better than inaction. Senate Republicans need Democratic votes to pass funding by October 1st amid ongoing debates. From CNN, Trump's crackdown on homeless residents in the nation's capital has them on the run. President Trump's law enforcement surge in D.C. has cleared over 50 homeless encampments since August, but without promised shelters or services. Residents like Jeff Paget are fleeing to Virginia woods at night to avoid harassment, constantly moving and hiding. Advocates say it's causing exhaustion, fear, and disruption to services, calling it political theater without long-term solutions. The White House claims it's making D.C. safer, while the city added shelter beds, but many homeless avoid them due to past traumas. From the Washington Post, it's not just Trump. Red states are cracking down on their own blue cities. In Mississippi, Republicans created a state-run court in Jackson to handle crime backlogs, appointing judges and prosecutors over the majority black Democratic city. Similar moves in Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, Georgia, and Indiana include deploying state troops and taking over local police or prosecutors. Critics say it's diverting resources from local control despite falling crime, creating unequal systems and reducing accountability. Polls show Republican support for such interventions, while experts warn of long-term impacts on community trust. From USA Today, Amy Coney Barrett says, "I'm nobody's justice." That includes Trump. Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett declares she's independent, not aligned with Trump, surprising both supporters and critics. In her new book, Interview, she emphasizes decisions are based on law, not politics, countering public skepticism about the court. As the only mother of school-age kids on the court, her experiences inform cases on education and tech, boosting compassion. She rejects being called a swing vote, focuses on long-term precedents, and defends court rulings on presidential power. From Newsweek, Russia responds to Trump's sanctions threat. President Trump threatens next phase sanctions on Russia over Ukraine, including tariffs on trading partners if no peace deal soon. Russia's Dmitry Peskov calls sanctions useless and ineffective after 4 years, blaming Ukraine and allies for escalation. Amid Russia's largest aerial attack hitting a Ukrainian government building, Zelensky urges stronger sanctions and actions. Key issues remain territory and security. India faces U.S. tariffs for Russian oil buys, while China provides economic support. From the Associated Press, Appeals Court upholds E. Jean Carroll's $83.3 million defamation judgment against President Trump. A federal appeals court upholds an $83.3 million defamation award to E. Jean Carroll against President Trump for his social media attacks. Trump denied Carroll's 1990s sexual assault claim, calling it a hoax. Juries found him liable for assault and defamation. The court rejects Trump's arguments for a new trial or reduced damages, calling his attacks extraordinary and egregious. Carroll's attorney welcomes the ruling, affirming her truthfulness. Trump sought immunity but was denied. And as always, thank you for the like, comment, and subscription.